Welcome back. This is WILSHOCKER playing more Final Fantasy XIV. Got another video on the way. It's gonna be a brand new day. Talking to cat girls all the way. And bunnies too. Hip hip hooray. Alright. What's this? A sight to behold. As if I'm not busy enough without playing Lost and Found. Do forgive me, friend. Once again, one of our customers has departed without her belongings, and I'm at a loss for what to do about it. While I understand that adventurers have many cares on their minds, it would make my life much easier if they could keep their personal effects in order. But you did not come here to lend an ear to my grumblings. This is the book in question. The face of its owner was unfamiliar to me, but Irol over there seemed quite smitten with her. As with every pretty lass he lays his eyes on, but that's neither here nor there. Might I trouble you to inquire as to the girl's whereabouts? I found the man to be less than forthcoming ever since I spurned his advances. Ah, the sweet little thing with the journal. Of course I remember her, and I remember her well. Had a smile to warm the heart, and a laugh, a lilt, one might say, to tickle the depths of the soul. And she was most eager to hear tales of my many travels, which speaks to a keen and sensitive mind. Jilly, I believe, was her name. No, that's not right. Jilly was the redhead from last week. Ah, damned if I can remember. You must understand, no small number of comely lasses seek out my company. I dare say keeping all the names and faces straight is an adventure in itself. Any road, the girl spoke of paying a visit to Upkalu Falls before traveling on. Like as not, you'll find her there now, shedding a tear or two at our parting. Do pass along my regards if you see her. She should be readily recognizable in that charming straw hat of hers. Right on. That is from Amphitheater.
Considering.
Oops. I have no idea what this is. pardon, I don't believe we've met. You've something of mine, you say? My journal! Thank the 12! In my haste to escape the clutches of that insufferable mutton-monger, it slipped my mind entirely. Might I be so bold as to ask your name? You have my gratitude, Will. It may not look like much, but I count this humble diary among my most prized possessions. Its pages brim with tales of the most heart-stirring sights to be seen in our realm, as told to me by the sensitive souls I have met in my travels across Eorzea, tales that have struck me with the most incurable case of wanderlust. As an adventurer, you too have seen the realm, I'm sure, but I would ask you, Will, have you truly seen her, borne witness to Eorzea in her myriads of splendor? Splendor? Have you stood on the palm-fringed beaches of Costa del Sol just as the sun peeks out over the horizon, its rays kissing the sands beneath your feet? Have you lost yourself in the night sky of the Sagoli, adrift amidst a boundless sea of stars? Ah, but why do I even try to convey with words that which must be seen to be appreciated? To our fortune, whithersoever we wander, Eorzea's beauty is but a stone's throw away. If I may quote from my journal, yes, this is the one. Afore the fane, beneath the two that are as one, her divine cup runneth over with light ethereal, such as the conjurer's words and I would see as she saw. I saw for myself before coming here, I can assure you that the conjurer spoke true. Indulge me. Go there and look out upon the beauty before you. I would hear your thoughts. Really? A sight to behold. That is the Conjurer's Guild, yes? Welcome back, Will. I trust you are as moved by the sight as I was. The great stone that adorns the entrance to Stillglade Fane is none other than the Sky Serpent's egg, cast down from the heavens by Nofik of the Matron not so long ago. And those mammoth tree trunks, remnants no doubt of a primeval forest. Whence did they come? Why do the two great arbors grow as one? This I do not know, but what I do know is that the realm is replete with such beauty, if only we would know where to look. This is what compels me to wander. Not the promise of power, glory, or riches, but a burning desire to bear witness to all the wonders around us, as wrought by gods and men alike. Though we have just met, the twinkle in your eye tells me that we share certain aesthetic sensitivities. It would be my pleasure to gift you with a sightseeing log of your own. In its pages, you will find my record of the most stirring sights in the realm, both those I have seen with my own eyes and those I have, thus far at least, only heard of in my travels. No doubt your adventures keep you occupied, but is this not all the more reason to take in the sights as you travel, that both body and mind might enjoy a moment's respite from time to time? And who can say, perhaps you will discover glorious new vistas that have eluded even me. With that, I wish you safe travels, Well. When you have seen all there is to see, pray return to me. I like nothing more than to share impressions with a fellow sensitive soul. Wonderful. Okay, that looks like something I'm never gonna do! The ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne hut without much trouble. I happen to be heading across the lake to Sweet Bloom Pier in the East Shroud. Aw, nice music. Hawthorne hut. Let's see. The young sylph has wandered into Armax's spire, tired and frightened. The wood whalers on duty at the outpost have provided the wayward sapling with water and shelter, but are afraid they will not be able to care for the child much longer. They seek a volunteer to escort the sylph to Little Solace. Beckon the sylph. Wonderful. level 20. I wonder if I could do some fates nearby. And try to get some levels. No. Gotta get back to that later. If this is your first visit to Jocelyn's Spire, fear not. The tower is manned day and night by members of the God's Quiver and Wood Whaler unit stationed here at Nine Ivies. Whatever, dude. Those frightful snouts, tusk-like unto spears, and the squealing. That dreadful squealing, a death hymn that haunts my dreams each night. Why, oh why did I ever leave home to come here? Hail, adventurer. Your sharp-eyed mien tells me you're keen to prove yourself and to your good fortune. I've a menial task ideal for one of your fair to middling abilities. Wild boars plague the bramble patch, and it's about time that someone culled the herd. Well, hop to it now. And that's a level 20 quest? Okay. You have to look for one of the... You have the look of one who has seen more than his fair share of danger. I am Florimund, a sentry of Jocelyn's Spire. Though you would be forgiven for imagining me a sentry of this hut, so seldom have I left in recent days. I sustained an injury, you see, and I've been out of commission for some time. Anyway, my wood whaler comrades are about to commence a culling operation in the bramble patch, and the thought of them marching into the jaws of danger while I languish here like a coddled babe is frankly too much to bear. I realize this is sudden, but might I trouble you to take part in the operation in my stead? You would do me this favor, seek out Captain Alnud at Jocelyn's Spire. He'll tell you all you need to know. Indeed, I am Ameline of the Twin Aider. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all know. Would you know more, you'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're, beg pardon, friends. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. Really? Okay. The sylphs? Yes, Father has told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Teehee. Teehee? I don't know. I tried. Monet. The sylphs. Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masks, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. The quickest way to a quiverwoman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Oh, of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored reading among their kind. You do well to remember this. It may help win the favor of our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great! There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you'd do well to bring along, what was it again? My wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine own. Lovely. You are an adventurer, are you not? Aye, you have the same air about you as father. He used to be an adventurer like you, though he is long since retired, and now finds pleasure in welcoming travelers to this humble hut. We also serve hot meals to the brave men and women who protect our borders, a small token of our appreciation for their efforts. Speaking of which, our meat stocks are running perilously low yet again, and I must head into the bramble patch to trap some game. Sorry to cut short our conversation, but due to calls and no one else is going to... Oh, I do hate to impose, but might I trouble you to take this box of hunting tools and lay the traps in my stead? It is for a good cause, as I mentioned. There are only so many hours in the day, you understand, and every bell I spend on this task would be a bell spent neglecting another. Very well, since you ask so nicely, and you're such a charitable person, I don't mind. Do I really want to... I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to mess with the Moogle yet. I know I have a lot of stuff waiting in the mail, but I'm not going to mess with that yet. Okay, that's up. Up again. At least I know how to get up. What brings you here, adventurer? Floramon's replacement, you say? And you are aware of the risks? Aye, well, you do seem a capable sort. Floramon's task was to be slaying 6 of black bats in the bramble patch. I take it you will now see to this. Very well, I wish you the best of luck. Geronimo! Thank you ever so much. Now all that remains is for us to wait and to pray for a bountiful catch. I shall have the wood whalers check the traps on the morrow. They are more than happy to do so, knowing that the meat will end up in their own bellies, like as not. But if I might be permitted to speak seriously for a moment, it is not an easy time for a frontier sentry. Fearsome beasts abound in these parts, and there is the imperial threat besides. Thus am I glad that I, who cannot wield the sword, may yet play my part by preparing hearty meals for those brave men and women and who willingly endure hurts that simple folk like me might enjoy peace. Okay, not that, money. Money, thank you for money. Please, you have my vow. I shall wear boarskin armor no more. I will starve before I partake in the tiniest morsel of salted pork. Just make them go away. What? The swine plague the bramble patch no more? Oh, thank you, friend. To speak the truth of it, I have been plagued by a dreadful phobia of those tusk monstrosities in recent weeks. But I realize this will not do. Jocelyn Spire overlooks the hub of trade and military activity, and to shirk my duties would be a dishonor to the hero whose name the spire bears. You have instilled no small measure of courage to me, and for this I am grateful. Okay, cool. Oh no, there's more. You look to be made of sterner stuff than the average adventurer. How would you fancy doing your bit to preserve the place? We patrol the area night and day, but a recent skirmish put a dozen of my best men in the infirmary, and we're sorely short-handed as a result. I'd be grateful if you could help fill in for the wounded. Now, there are three strategic positions on our patrol route, each marked by a twin adder standard. What you need to do is go to the three locations in turn and hold your ground for a while. Nothing to it, see? Right. So you have seen to the black bats. We couldn't have asked for a better substitute. You have my gratitude. Now, at the risk of seeming brazen, I would ask you a favor of my own. Might you bear a message to Floorman for me? The lad is being overly hard on himself for his absence. Tell him that his fretting avails no one, he himself least of all. He serves the wood whalers best by getting back on his feet with all swiftness, and that requires peace of mind. Good to see you back in one piece. Is there aught to report? A run-in with fell fiends, you say? That is passing odd. We have never had trouble with the local fauna on this patrol route in the past. Mayhap their numbers are on the rise. We must keep a close eye on things. Anyway, my thanks for your help, friend. Meat. No more, thank you. Still not done? I gotta get rid of this crap. message from Captain Inud. I see. The captain speaks true. I must say a great weight has been lifted from my shoulders. As bade, I shall focus all my energies on recovery the sooner to resume my duties. My thanks again, friend. Money. What happened? A peace offering for the sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd have recommended a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run it more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk root? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. Ooh. Oh, shoot. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milk root. Milk root, but of course, those sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flag of mead. a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milk root will have the sylphs calling you friend and brother to the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be back next time.